speak up, stay peaceful, stay calm. Do not use violence and respect the law enforcement officers that are trying their best to keep the peace.
Look at this. What's going on here?
Live on the left from
What's this?
officers moving in, and anytime you see people scattering in a large crowd at this speed, it can be very dangerous. You see one person there just toppled over in the middle of the intersection. I don't know, are they chasing one person, or are they just looking to get a line across this
intersection? What the heck is going on here? They're trying to retake the streets.
The ground. Again, the danger in a crowd when panic sets in cannot be overstated how dangerous these kinds of things can be. It looks like they are looking to take over this intersection. This is back at Roybal, I believe. Is this down the hill from Temple and Alameda? We're back at Roybal. And so this crowd being pushed back once again. Further on the right side is where we were before the intersection, and now we've kind of spun around our angle, and now they are the LAPD officers are trying to cordon off and push this crowd away from the facility. I don't know where they want them to go. The unlawful assembly order has been given, so this crowd is in direct violation of that order. Obviously, too many to start taking them into custody, but something will happen. We see a detainee there on the right, someone who has several of them. I believe that's the woman who was being dragged down the street, trying to use her body as dead weight to make it difficult to take her away. We have seen a bit of a back and forth, too, throughout all this, with the President of the United States posting to his social media outlet, Truth Social, where he rather oddly last night thanked the National Guard for maintaining the peace and order in Los Angeles. Those troops had not been deployed at that point, so there was some question as to what exactly he was talking about, because that did not happen last night. We have seen them on the ground today. But Donald Trump, the President of the United States, posting about an hour ago to his social media outlet, Truth Social, writing, a once great American city, Los Angeles, has been invaded and occupied by illegal aliens and criminals. Now, violent insurrectionist mobs are swarming and attacking our federal agents to try and stop our deportation operations. But these lawless riots only strengthen our resolve. The president continuing, I am directing Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, and Attorney General Pam Bondi, in coordination with all of the relevant departments and agencies, to take all such action necessary to liberate Los Angeles from the migrant invasion and put an end to these migrant riots. Order will be restored, the president writing. The illegals will be expelled and Los Angeles will be set free. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So obviously some provocation here from the president in several facets, as we see, here we go. Those demonstrators.
Oh yeah, they're taking the highway.
Demonstrators? These are not demonstrators. These are savages. These are heathens. These are pagans. These are bloodthirsty Gentiles. Did we not tell you almost a year ago that this was going to happen? That if the Trumpster got in, he was going to try his best to get these savages out of here, but that these savages were going to fight back. Is there anybody on this channel who remember we talked about that almost a year ago? 8 months ago, 9 months ago? Hit the like button on your way in the door. Once again, we see the stuff that we talk about coming to pass, y'all. If anybody's on here and you remember we talked about that multiple times, how you got hundreds of millions of savages, illegal savages from all over the world, and they right here on your turf. And I told you, as soon as the Trumpster tries to get these niggas to go home, back to their hellhole, they're going to fight back. And look ahead. Are you ready? Are you ready?
There is such a concentration of forces here in downtown.
How is LAPD going to get these people off the freeway when they have their resources are allocated all over the place?
The police are not going to respond.
It's going to be a traffic backup nightmare.
Complaint,
Stay out of Los Angeles.
Complaints around town for years about the time it takes for the LAPD 911 calls to be answered and officers to be deployed to respond to calls. Well,
And it's anarchy.
the federal government had a similar complaint
Look
last
at
night
it.
saying they requested backup from the LAPD.
Police are just letting them go onto the freeway. They have no choice.
Says it took less than an hour because it's not an easy thing to.
What do you call when you got hundreds of millions of savages from other countries on your streets bucking against the police and the military waving another country's flag? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Between the federal government and local law enforcement. This takes time, and it took the LAPD a bit of time last night to coordinate and get things into place.
Yeah, as we see from Air 7 HD, they're allowing them to walk on the freeway. CHP does not have the manpower to stop them from doing this.
They don't have the resources.
They're going to block the freeway for a couple hours, and they amass the personnel to even open up the
Couple hours, they could be there forever.
It's a huge waiting game.
Yeah. I always feel for those people first in line.
They're shutting the
They were
city
so
down.
close to making it through, and now they're stuck there. You hope it's not an urgent situation.
That's
Everyone
not
needs to
funny.
get home. Obviously, people have lives, people have families. They need to get home to their kids. They need to get to work. They need to get home. Perhaps someone's having some kind of an emergency of some sort, and we see some of the drivers now exiting their vehicles.
Oh man, they're probably gonna take over the other side
Sometimes,
too.
people trying to plead with demonstrators to let them through. They need to get through, and it's a tough sell once the crowd, the mob has kind of set themselves in place.
Once the illegal criminals, y'all, how many videos have we talked about these savages, y'all? How many times over the last year or so, year and a half, on this channel, we was going in on these illegal immigrants because they savages. How many times have we talked about it? Now look at it. These people are the devil that the Bible speaks of. And IUIC GMS is telling you that these are our brothers and sisters. These people are monsters. And it's so many millions of these people on the turf. You are in a full-scale war. We told you over a year ago this was coming. Nobody wanted to listen. Do you hear it now? And are you ready?
And have now joined this crowd, and there has been unrest ever since. Authorities have since shut down Alameda. That is where all those cars, those police cars, are parked outside the entrance to the federal building. Here we are at the 101 freeway. It's actually the opposite side of where that large group at Temple and Alameda had been cordoned off, and they may have made their way back around up the other side of Roybal and made their way here to the 101 freeway. Again, this is not a new thing for Los Angeles. Pretty much anytime we see a large demonstration in downtown LA, it makes its way onto the freeway for those large gatherings. I believe maybe, like things like the Women's March excluded. That has not happened from any of those. But these large demonstrations, more people making their way down to the on-ramp here, and law enforcement.
And he's a lie. This ain't like all those other protests, because this protest is filled with illegal criminals. These people are not even supposed to be in this country. So no, none of those other protests are nothing like this. All of these people are illegal. They shouldn't even be here. That's like somebody breaking into your house and then wanting to protest when you try to kick their ass out. This is ridiculous. We told you though. We told you a year ago this was going to happen. And now look at it.
The shots, you'll see people with green hats. Those are ACLU lawyers and or personnel, and they're monitoring everything that's happening for everyone's rights.
Yeah, and we certainly know that this city is facing a massive budget shortfall. A lot of that has been from payouts for situations where city officials have not been handling themselves.
And mind you, you can give these heathens the benefit if you want. I'm not giving these niggas no benefit. These people are criminals. They're bad people. These people are gang members, gang leaders, idolaters, do all kind of stuff to underage people, if you know what I mean. These people are the worst of the worst. Go home. Get off my land. You shouldn't be here. Psalms 83, time to go home. You had a nice ride, a free ride in a fancy car. All you immigrants, all you heathens, all you Gentiles on my land, all of y'all on stolen land, got the nerve to want to protest. Go home and commit your crimes on your own land. And that's not even your own land. You don't even know where your land is, if you even got one. Hebrews, Hit the like button on your way in the door so that other Hebrews can see this. We got 9 people watching. Only 3 of you like this. You got to be kidding me. Unless you are an illegal criminal, then I can understand why you didn't hit the like button. It's time to go home, buddy.
With our cameraman as well, camera operators, they are in the thick of things to bring us these shots. It is not an easy job, and we thank them for putting themselves in this situation because it is not easy. The gas-filled air that the demonstrators are breathing, they are breathing as well. That photographer is now down. I can't imagine they're going to that is just too close, and they got that person out of there. But again, this line is being held outside the detention facility. This line now on the freeway has now stopped traffic in both directions on the 101.
You see this?
Bottles and other projectiles are continuing to be thrown at
If there was black people out there, they would have got busy on black people. But they're holding back on the poor little illegals. Y'all see this crap? And they're doing this outside of the detention center. Let our brothers and sisters who are criminals, let those criminals go. Y'all see this? These people are a cancer to society. Look what they're doing to our country. This is our country. And look what these heathens are doing. Tearing it apart with their barbaric, treacherous, animalistic ways. They're criminals. Psalms 83, all you other nations out there, and you will be leaving my land one way or another. You're going to leave. Either you're going to leave voluntarily or you're going to get rounded up. Doesn't matter whether it's ICE. Doesn't matter whether it's the angels. Either way, you're getting rounded up and you will be exiting stage left. And that's a good thing because you ain't good for nothing but committing crimes. That's why you here committing crimes. You're illegal. Can I come to your country and just post up illegally and get welcomed? No, I can't. So go home.
Complete anarchy.
Onto the freeway. Let's see if we can see from Air 7. Can we pick
Look
up
at
those
this.
3 cruisers that just made their way onto the freeway? Which side did that happen on? I believe it was coming down that ramp right there. They would be to the left. They should be towards the left onto the road surface.
There's reports that 2 police cars are on fire. They set 2 police cars on fire.
Maybe they're underneath. I'm not sure where they have gone, but at some point, Bruce, they are going to look to take control again of the 101 freeway, and it is going to be a difficult task to do that. Those could be those cruisers. I'm not sure. Those look a little larger.
Look at these people waving this Mexican flag, y'all. Look at this.
The 101 freeway.
Look at this.
A scene like this is.
Do you know what would happen if Americans went over in Mexico and tried to protest and a whole bunch of niggas out there? I don't care what color you are, protesting in Mexico, waving a flag that's not a Mexican flag. They would put your ass to death on the spot. But look at this, though. Other people from other countries who are illegal at that can protest and wave another country's flag in another country. Y'all don't know how dangerous that is. Y'all have no idea what you're looking at. Many of you don't even know what you're watching right now. But you will.
Probably the north end.
And here we go. We see some officers on foot now making their way through the cars that have been backed up, and they are headed towards the front line of this to try and get people. You see one person clapping. I thought for a moment they might have been clapping at the officers moving in to clear this up, but it is I think they might be clapping with the demonstrators. And was that bottle just thrown from the car?
That's crazy.
Okay. So I think the northbound side is back open again. Cars seem to be moving at speed. I'm not sure how that cleared off like that, but the 101 north is open, at least a lane or two. The southbound side is completely shut down, and we'll see once those officers on foot reach the front of these cars, and now they are allowing cars to go through single file here. Is that an officer directing traffic, or is that a demonstrator? That just... I think that might just be a demonstrator who's now trying to get these cars out of there. I think they want to free people up and just take over the entire freeway, maybe on foot, and clear out these cars. That's an interesting one. Bruce, I've never seen that before.
I have not seen that before, too, but I'm sure there are leaders in the group who don't want to inconvenience motorists, and they're like, hey, at least open up one lane, let's get these cars out of here, and then we can shut down the freeway.
Yeah, oftentimes the point of this is civil unrest, to block the everyday execution of life in a city like this. That doesn't seem to be the case. It looks like they are going to allow these cars to clear out. And police are now going to stop those cars. They probably once.
Can y'all imagine what would happen if this was black people out here doing this, y'all?
Some free space to move in on these demonstrators?
Yeah, they're formulating a plan on what to do. If they can keep one lane, at least 2 lanes open, push the demonstrators off to the side, it's a win-win for everybody. They get their civil unrest notifications, LAPD gets the freeway open, as CHP does, and the motorists are moving on their way.
Yeah, and once again, we feel sorry for that front line, those last cars who thought they were going to make it out of here, now once again have to stop. I think if we can pan over to the left, are these cars that are backed up? They're all making their way out of there. Yeah. Okay. So they're siphoning down to a single. No, they've been stopped once again. So whoever's idea it was to let them through has been overruled. It looks like, and now they are being stopped by more demonstrators who are not allowing these cars to get through and out of there. And now there is a discussion between the demonstrators, and they are once again being allowed to move through. And
illegal criminals are running traffic.
It's never a single mindset in a
Look
crowd
at all
like
these
this,
Mexican flags,
these
y'all.
are being allowed to.
Do you know what you are looking at, fam?
The 101 freeway, get out of this little logjam. That is not everybody who is stuck. That is just the front, maybe 20 or 30 cars who are. Some of them are being allowed, and some of them are not. Looks like some decision making to go in the crowd there. We will see how this plays out. There is a group of officers just behind these cars who are going to, I think, wait until the cars that are being allowed to clear the way off the freeway, and then we will see how they plan to get these demonstrators off the surface of the 101 freeway, because they have now shut down traffic for some time now, and those officers now headed the other way. Curious to see what the plan is going to be, Bruce. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, Joey, one of the things that always is mind-boggling to me is,
since when do you live in a country where illegal immigrants have a voice? Hey, y'all, I know there's a lot of people out there, even though you're seeing this, you don't understand it yet. How you cannot understand this right now, I don't know. I said it months ago. You now live in a third world Spanish country. At some point, that'll kick in deeply. With this kind of stuff that's going on, the only reason why the brakes have been put on, because what's her name? Kamala, whatever you want to call her. If she would have got in, the process would have been expedited, and you would have realized that you in a third world Spanish country now. But because the Trumpster got in, and he's trying to stop this, you know what I'm saying? The country from being invaded and taken over, which is way too late. Country got invaded like 2.5, 3 years ago. You got hundreds of millions of illegal savages. People who like to kill, rape, rob, and murder. Hundreds of millions of them. And they're right here on your soil. And they're right down there at that protest. And they're all over the country. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Foot on the freeway as of right now, but it looks like traffic is still being held up. So the last few cars, the last few vehicles. Sick child, working late.
Let me read some of these comments, y'all. Let me read these good old comments.
In the sky, on either side of your screen, you're looking at two different locations. One at the 101 freeway, one back at the federal building. Gabe, what are you seeing right now?
Well, Dre, we're just getting overhead back on the front.
We got Joshua the Levi. Joshua the Levi says, Shalom at Mr. Real Talk. Shalom to you, brother. Jason Edwards says, Ty Vex at Mr. Real Talk. I remember. Okay, Jason Edwards. You remember all those videos we did, talked about, went live about these illegal savages and what a problem that they presented, and how if the Trumpster got in and once he tried to expel them, that they were going to fight back and that it was going to get ugly. Jason Edwards says he remembers that. Shout out to Jason Edwards. Always holding it down. Good to see you, brother. Joshua the Levi says shit is getting real. Indeed it is. Jason Edwards says Ty Vex to Joshua the Levite. Hey, y'all, if you in here right now, hit the like button, Hebrews. Y'all do know the like button is free, right? And if you don't hit the like button, you probably, you're probably a criminal, an illegal savage on my land, committing crime just by being here. Go home. Go home and do your killing, your raping, and your robbing, because that's what you do. Go home. You so tough, why you flee? See, me and my people, we haven't had the luxury a lot of you others have had, been able to flee. We had to stick it out and gut it out with this devil right here on American soil. And now you want to run from your destroyed countries and come over here and think you got some right? Go home, okay? And no, we don't care about your feelings. Go home. Joshua Levi says, at Jason Edwards, Tav X. Jason Edwards says, they are extreme savages. And that is sound confirmation. And y'all, I can't make this up. When somebody says something that's true, a lot of times in the physical realm, you will hear a physical confirmation. As soon as I read that comment, Jason Edwards says they are extreme savages. Y'all heard that phone start ringing. I cannot make this up. They unalive, different than Jake, as violent as Haiti, Jamaica, slums, El Salvador, Honduras is recorded as 3 times more deletion per capita. Not surprised at all. Those people are bloodthirsty savages, man. And a lot of them are Edomites, too. J.I. Meadows says, fail, Babylon failed. Both parties. That's right. That's right. J.I. Meadows says, we minded our biz. That's right. That's what we did, and that's what we doing. Minding our biz. J.I. Meadows says, Esau letting them. Yeah, they are. Jason Edwards says, line ISUPK, IUIC, saying these savages are our people. I won't be surprised to see a video of them holding camp there. Me either, bro. Trying to rein those savages in. These people are monsters. And we've been telling people that for quite some time. Look at it. Look at what they're doing. They don't even have a right to be here. You're illegal. Go home. J.R. Meadows says, we minding our biz. They want us to be out there. Yeah, they do. Look at this, y'all. If we was out there, they would have started taking people out by now.
Federal government and local law enforcement who have taken to the streets in direct opposition to ICE raids and the handling of immigrants by the Trump administration. We are going to stay with you on air here for...
Jason Edwards says they're monsters. It's recorded. Haiti slums in Jamaica with 60 per capita. The league have nothing on them with 105 per capita in Central America, Mexico. And the numbers don't lie. That is ridiculous. But that sounds just like them, though. We know who these people are. They're monsters. And it's time to go home. Or either go back to your country or leave the earth. Something gonna shake and move. You're gonna leave one way or another. Earthfield and Angel says, Shalom and welcome, brother, Mr. Real Talk. At J.R. Meadows and Joshua the Levite. At Jason Edwards and all the family coming in. Jason Edwards says, at Earth Healing Angel, Tav X, Yah bless. Earth Healing Angel says, at Jason Edwards, Yah Barak you as well. Thank you. Aviyah says, Shalom, Mr. Real Talk. J.R. Meadows, Jason Edwards, Joshua the Levite, Earth Healing Angel, and family, Barakas to you all. And right back at all of you. I love all of y'all. Peace to y'all. But look at L.A. falling apart, y'all.
To the intersection of Temple and Alameda. This is another large crowd that is on the overpass looking over the 101 freeway as they see demonstrators down on the road surface below. Things have been tense. We saw large demonstrations yesterday as well in the cities of Paramount and Compton, and again last night at the detention facility at the entrance, though things were a bit calmer for a time period. On the right, we see more people making their way down the on-ramp and onto the surface of the 101 freeway. We've been waiting to see how the LAPD, how the CHP plans to handle this situation. As of right now, it looks like the demonstrators pretty much have free reign on the southbound side, being left unchecked and gathering. Their numbers now growing on the surface. And we see a large crowd up above and around watching what happens.
They're left unchecked and their numbers are growing. Illegal savages. You see what happens when you don't stop somebody in the beginning? You're looking at what happens. Yeah. Are you ready? I'm telling you, whoever's watching this live stream or playback, first of all, how do we have 9 people in here and only 4 people hit the like button? You know what that's telling me? We got some illegal immigrants in here, y'all. We got some illegal immigrants in here that don't want to hit this like button. You a criminal, and it's time for you to leave my country. Go home. Go rape, rob, and kill in your own damn country, you criminal. You don't have no right to protest here. You wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for me and my people. None of you heathens out there encroaching on my land, me and my brothers and sisters' land. And it's time for you to go home. All of you, go home and deal with the mess that you've made worldwide. Bunch of damn heathens talking to all nations out there. All of you are illegal. Go home.
But there were 2 and officers were injured.
Yeah, Jory, it was those 2 bikes that we were just looking at that are on the ground, and we did hear from earlier reports from LAPD that those 2 bikes actually drove towards the skirmish line and then fell down, and those bikes hit officers. Officers were trying to make careful use of my words here, but LAPD radio traffic did allude to the fact that those officers were injured, and they were treated at the scene by EMTs who were part of LAPD that were already here. So they were treated, and they remain at the scene, and they have been stabilized at this time. So we don't have an exact number exactly of how many officers were hit, but we do know that a few of them actually were hit by 2 motorcycles from the outside. So not law enforcement motorcycles. These were, we can go out on a limb here and say protester motorcycles drove into the skirmish line of LAPD.
These people are not protesters.
To a couple at least.
Why are they calling these people protesters? There they go again.
You know, people have in their mind of someone driving a motorcycle into a crowd. I don't think that's what happened here. I think the motorcycle, again, we're looking for tape because we saw the aftermath of those motorcycles being dragged away from the scene, but I'm not sure if we have actual video of the incident itself. This was not, I believe, a high-speed movement with those motorcycles as we see those officers now moving in on the 101. We see some cruisers, that is highway patrol.
I want to know, why is it 9 people in here and only 6 of you like it? Only 6 of y'all hit the like button. You know what that tells me? There's a great chance that there are 3 of you in here. You are illegal criminal savages. And that's why you're like, I'm not going to hit that like button. I am a savage. I want to take over America. You a damn killer, a rapist, and a savage. Get the hell off this live stream if you won't hit the like button, you damn criminal. You a filthy, stinking criminal.
Getting
the hell off my land.
And trying to get out of there. Again, people who have no intention of being part of this situation being forced to deal with it because they are just simply driving down the 101 freeway and dragged into this situation. Again, you see someone with a small child in the back seat. This can be a really scary situation. You don't know how these are going to play out. I don't know if we have Bruce Thomas still on the line, but
of course you don't know how this going to play out. These people are savages. How can you know how it's going to play out? I'm telling you, y'all, you better prepare yourself. We tried to tell you a long time ago these people are animals. Look at this nigga waving this Mexican flag. Anybody out there right now need to be rounded up and have their asses kicked out of the country. I don't care if you're so-called American or not. You want to join these killers and rapists? Kick their ass out right along with them. They're all a problem. And pretty soon, you all going to be leaving off of my land, off of my brother's land, off of my sister's land. This is my land. I'm an indigenous nigga. Okay? Naga, nigga, call me what you will. Nigga, this is my country. And that may come as a shock to a lot of you damn devils out there. This is my country. Get your filthy, stinking ass off my land, you damn heathen. Psalms 83, I'm talking to all of y'all. Get the hell off my land. And you will be leaving one way or another. Whether it's kicking and screaming or whatever, really makes me no difference. I don't sympathize for you at all. Leave. Go home.
The way we've seen them be pushed back from the entrance to the federal building today. Again, we have several locations around downtown Los Angeles that have been taken over by demonstrators, some of them peaceful, some of them not peaceful. We've seen skirmish lines, we've seen projectiles, a lot of bottles, a lot of objects, and again, 2 motorcycles driven into that skirmish line.
And of course, California gonna get ripped to fucking smithereens. These filthy, stinking heathens ran off with the real owners of that land, niggas, black Indians. I know y'all don't like to hear that shit. Oh well, I don't give a damn what you like to hear, nigga. California, as well as all other 50 states, are originally owned by Nagas, aka niggas, aka indigenous tribes, aka North American Indian, nigga. This is my turf right here. I want everybody to get the hell off my damn land. Bunch of damn rapists, killers, and thieves, and vicious criminals. Bunch of damn savages. Just like we said months ago, you ain't good for nothing but being a damn destroyer, because you're a demon. Take your demonic ass back home where you belong.
Homeland Security and ICE. We are...
And y'all know what they would do if it was black people out there doing this. Is there anybody on here right now who does not know what these police and the government would do if this was black people out here doing this? Black people from another country, not even black Americans. The police won't even allow black Americans to do this. What do you think they would do if black people from another country was out there waving a country's flag from another place that's black out there doing this? They would put them niggas to death. I know it. Everybody on here knows it. Why are they taking it easy on these criminals? You gotta ask yourself.
What's happening here? Again, as we said, this is not the only location where people are gathering. There is another group outside the federal building, just a short ways away from this gathering, at Temple and Alameda. National Guard soldiers had been guarding that building this morning. They had been aided by some LAPD officers who had joined the line there, and then it was the LAPD, in fact, that began moving those people back. Once a tactical alert was initiated in the city of Los Angeles, the LAPD moved in and wanted to get them away from the federal building, and that has now happened, but people still remain on the streets. Again, as we mentioned, this is all playing out with a battle going on between the federal government and now the state of California. Governor Newsom said last night that President Trump, against his wishes, federalized 2,000 members of the California National Guard. Well, he has now officially sent notice to the federal government that he wants to regain control of his soldiers from the National Guard. In fact, there is a group now of Democratic governors, 22 governors from the United States have now put out a statement, and I'll read it now if nothing else happens while we're waiting movement on the 101. It reads, President Trump's move to deploy California's National Guard is an alarming abuse of power. Governors are the commanders-in-chief of their National Guard, and the federal government activating them in their own borders without consulting or working with the state's governor is ineffective and dangerous. Further, threatening to send the U.S. Marines into American neighborhoods undermines the mission of our service members, erodes public trust, and shows the Trump administration does not trust local law enforcement. The statement continues. It's important we respect the executive.
I don't trust local law enforcement. Is there any one of y'all who trusts local law enforcement? Come on.
Who has made it clear that violence is unacceptable and that local authorities should be able to do their jobs without the chaos of this federal interference and intimidation. Again, that is from a group of Democratic governors from 22 states backing Governor Newsom from California when it comes to President Trump taking over the California National Guard, 2,000 troops who were federalized last night. We see some movement here on the 101 freeway. It looks like people are beginning to move away from those officers. I don't know.
Do y'all
if they
see
are
what's
beginning
happening?
To make their way in. Gabe
We here
Santos
now,
is
baby.
overhead, watching this all play out from Air 7. Gabe, what are you seeing from up there?
Well, you have these very dynamic ends of this protest and this crowd. You have this bridge here, I believe that's the Alameda Bridge at the top of your screen, over the 101 freeway, and you have a lot of CHP, a contingent of CHP that keeps on piling up and adding to the reinforcements or bringing in reinforcements to that skirmish line that's under that bridge. That's actually the Los Angeles Street Bridge, to have a correction for you there. And I'm seeing about maybe 20 CHP cars lined up on the southbound 101. Also a little side note here, we have a Black Hawk helicopter from the Department of Homeland Security also orbiting the area. We saw a similar helicopter, if not the same one, working the scene yesterday in Paramount. So that helicopter may be being brought in to bring in additional resources here. In any event, back on the freeway, you have a number of CHP resources pouring in, a lot of calls for help being made initially by LAPD. LAPD was initially requested to help with the freeway situation here as they saw the crowd move towards the freeway.
To all my Israelite brothers and sisters who live out in California, if you live anywhere near LA, hey fam, y'all stay away from this place. Do not help these people. Do not, you already know not to protest. Definitely do not protest for these people. Stay your ass in the house. Go to work, go to school, come home. Don't be affiliated with these people. They're criminals and they don't like you. Okay? Let them deal with the bid that they've made. All of them.
Out into the skirmish line or anything like that. It doesn't appear to be so, because it appears that whatever injuries were suffered by those officers in the skirmish line, they appeared to be mild, if not moderate, at most. They were treated at this.
If this was black people out there, they would be saying those bikes rolled into them intentionally. Y'all see how they treating these criminals with cotton gloves, though? If this was black people out here, this would be all over every news channel. How many of y'all out there didn't even know that this was going on right now? Because it's not being blasted all over the place like that. Because they're treating these people with kitten gloves. Y'all need to really understand what's going on, fam. This is actually going on. Illegal criminals think that they got a right to have a word. They don't have a voice. An illegal alien, yeah, you're an alien. You're illegal. You should not be here. You snuck in here. You broke the law to get in here. You don't have a voice. You don't have a right to protest. Those are for people who are actually supposed to be here, like me. This is my land, and not because I got a document. This has been my land for thousands of years. But just like you heathens now, there was a heathen that came before you who seized this land from me and murdered most of my ancestors. They're illegal too, just like you. A bunch of illegals duking it out in the streets. Go ahead and destroy each other. Okay? Either way, pretty soon, all of y'all will be leaving our land, because you shouldn't be here to begin with. All of y'all a bunch of damn devils. And now it's time for the devil's children to slug it out. So go ahead and crush each other, destroy each other. I got my popcorn. And I got some apple pie. I'm getting ready to get some in a little bit after I get off of here. Y'all wait until it gets dark out there. See, right now, I'm guessing in California. See, I'm on the East Coast. It's 7:17, so it's still early out there. It's like 4:17. Wait until it gets nighttime out there. It's going to get grimy out there.
Of people that kind of flow onto the freeway, and then another influx of CHP officers will come in, kind of scare a few people off the freeway, and then things will calm down for a little bit, and in those calm moments, more people will kind of flood back into the freeway. But at least at this point, you just have the southbound lanes of the 101 closed right now due to this protest, and the northbound lanes are still open right now. But a lot of CHP units making their way into the area, and LAPD units as well, as Rob, our photographer, swings the camera over to the right, so you can see this Black Hawk helicopter that we believe belongs to Department of Homeland Security that is here now to assist in the operations that a lot of government agencies are involved in here in the downtown area.
Yeah, we actually saw Black Hawk unloading materials to their DHS facility in Paramount yesterday. Weaponry, ammunition, we saw rifle boxes and canisters of flammable materials being
This is
unloaded off of the
insane.
Black Hawk yesterday down in Paramount. This is going to come to a head at some point.
Oh, it's going to come to a head at some point. Earthfield and Angel says Psalms 83. Earthfield and Angel says, family, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thank you for your attendance. Earthfield and Angel says, FBAs paid a price for other black foreigners to be able to come and live in the States along with other heathen foreigners. They allow Esau to make them feel like house Negroes and better. All facts, sis. Earthfield and Angel says, all Yasharal worldwide should be standing together. All facts. All facts. And these heathens, y'all, y'all, we got more than one land, y'all. Joshua chapter 1, verse 1 through 4 tells you from Lebanon to the land of the going down of the sun. The land of the great sea toward the going down of the sun. That's California, y'all. That's the Pacific Ocean, y'all. From Lebanon to California, all of that is ours. Joshua chapter 1, verse 1 through 4. Mexico is ours. California is ours. I'm telling y'all, people are going to pay for stealing our land. And now they got the nerve to actually think they got some kind of voice. This is ridiculous. You actually think you got a voice.
Hey, tell us.
Fast.
Hey, Jory, I mean, we just heard a mention of that skirmish here, and at least one motorcycle, possibly a second, we actually physically saw it breaking through that skirmish line. It's unclear if that motorcyclist was just trying to do a wheelie, like turning around, and lost control of the motorcycle, or if it was intentional. But
you think he would be saying that if there was a black guy on that motorcycle?
Unclear what and whether they will be charged with any crime. But you can see this is what it's looked like for the past, I'd say, an hour or so. That line of officers from the LAPD pushing everybody back and using a tremendous amount of non-lethal force. You can
a tremendous amount of non-lethal force. Do you see this? People campaigning for people from other countries, and these people are illegal criminals, and they got a right to protest. I've never seen nothing like this before. Do you realize what kind of world you live in? You're in a third world Spanish country, just like I told you 8 months ago, Dave.
Of the skirmish line. Right now it's at stalemate, Jerry, but there is something I just want to show you. It's like that police skirmish line that you saw behind me started probably 400 yards back, almost at the 101. And I don't know if you can see.
Why the hell are they using non-violence is what I want to know. Do you think I can go to Mexico and wave my American flag? Do you think I can go to Mexico, wave my American flag and protest? They'll put my black ass to death. The hell is going on?
The hundreds of protesters that are still here, it's probably not going to end anytime soon, Jerry.
Yeah, we watched that line be pushed back down Alameda and saw a near constant volley of those non-lethals at protesters. We watched all afternoon those federalized National Guardsmen and women guarding the entrance to the federal building. Are they still there? Can you tell if they're still on scene from your vantage point?
I believe that they are. The last time when we got pushed back, they were here. I would be shocked if they left. So, you know, it was federal law enforcement.
I hope y'all getting ready. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all something. Let me read these comments, and I'm about to give a warning to all the Israelites, y'all. I don't care where you are at, especially in America and worldwide. Let me read these comments, y'all. Jason Edwards says, at Airfield and Angel in NYC, Black Caribbean live in the hood, same areas as Black Americans, face all same issues. Them Hispanics, white, Asian, view, treat Black Americans, Caribbean the same. Oh yeah, I already know. And because you know what? A lot of those Hispanics, so-called white people and so-called Asian, a lot of them are Edomites. See, y'all, a lot of our people don't fully understand because Esau is so deceptive. Esau hid himself among all the nations, y'all. He's a clever bastard. He's even niggas who look like what you would call Negroes, whether they are so-called Black Americans or so-called Black Jamaicans or Black Mexicans, whatever. But it's really Esau. I'm telling y'all, this Edomite, He is one clever, wicked, demonic bastard. And he's literally hid himself among all nations. He's done it in such a way, I'm telling y'all. You know what? One day we might have to do a live stream about Esau, y'all. King David says, Todd X just got done making a video upload now dissing JC and all blood believers, even Torah only, will who rely on blood. Hey, that's sad, King David, that niggas still want to rely on blood. When all the scriptures came out about the Most High don't want you killing no innocent animals to sacrifice to him. Is no blood required for forgiveness of sins. But it's hard for people to see. Aviar says, at Jason Edwards, Earth Healing Angel will be back to respond to you. She had to reboot her computer. Y'all need to reboot this right here. Check this out. Do y'all understand what we are looking at right now? Never at a time, y'all, in modern times, has there been illegal immigrants, criminals, who actually have a voice. They can actually be heard and protest and think that they got some kind of rights. This is ridiculous, y'all.
That's bad.
Possible other less than lethal fire going off right now. It looks like tear gas canisters as well. But as far as the freeway is concerned, I'm not sure what happened first. If there were individuals that made their way onto the northbound lanes of the 101, or if CHP actually blocks traffic on the 101 first, because I see a little further back, we don't have to zoom in on it right now, but a little further back on the 101s, if we go a little south from here, there's a CHP unit that's actually blocking traffic right near an exit. So it's directing traffic to get off the freeway a little bit further back. And then, so Robert Photographer swung the camera back.
Look at this, y'all.
You also saw,
Do you
Look
see
at
this?
this. They're turning
you also
around.
saw under the Los Angeles Street Bridge, those CHP units are spanning now both sides of the freeway. So you have CHP officers in SWAT gear on both sides of the freeway, and you had for a time some protesters climb the barrier there and get on those other lanes, but then it looks like they've now cleared and kept themselves to one side of traffic. So I'm not sure if that was an intentional decision on CHP to shut down both lanes of traffic. Going out on a limb here, I would imagine that's because CHP eventually, when they do decide to make a move and possibly move forward on these protesters and get them to get off the freeway, they don't want the danger of anybody jumping onto the other side and getting hit by a car. So that may be the tactic that CHP is using in terms of blocking both sides of the freeway now to get their officers on both sides of the freeway and maybe make a move here to clear the freeway.
Yeah, 100%. You don't want your
Hey
officers.
fam, I ain't gonna keep y'all too much longer. I just wanted to let y'all know this was going on because it's not being blasted all over the news, and this is serious business. Okay? Aviar says Shalom at King David, Tav X. King David says, laugh out loud. Funny part, when it crack, is these no ock ass nigga using y'all energy is wicked. When they surrounded by cartels that want to kill them, when this race war happened with a weak 9, they carry. Laughing emoji. You absolutely right. I guarantee you, when you get surrounded by cartel members, you're not gonna say, all divination is evil. You know what niggas gonna want? They're gonna wish and hope. Oh my God, I wish there was someone to do righteous divination. If you would ask them, do you want somebody to do righteous divination to save your life from the cartel when they surround you? No, Ak. Just let the cartels chop me up into pieces, Ak. No divination, Ak. No rituals, Ak. King David says, at Jason Edwards, strength emoji. And Tav X at Aviar. No, Ak. If I get surrounded by the cartel, that's just my fate, Ak. I don't want you to save my life. Don't do no righteous divination because that's wicked, Ak. I'd rather get chopped into a million pieces and digested in the belly of an illegal savage. You think that they won't eat you? Do you think that they won't eat you?
In Los Angeles. all of it against the movements of ICE and DHS and the Trump administration against the immigrant community.
Avion says, at Mr. Real Talk, 2 of Earth Healing Angels comments were hidden because she mentioned black foreigners being, I can't see. Oh, was it coon? I don't know if that's a coon. That might be a coon right there. I can't tell, but that it's such a small, it looked like a raccoon right there. And you know what? We do have a problem with coons. We got a problem with black American coons. We got a problem with black foreign coons. Anybody who's got dark skin that look like me and you a coon, that is a problem. And we do not like coons over here. We don't tolerate coonery over here. Whether that's black Americans, black foreigners, whatever. And see, this is why it's so important for the black, so-called black people here. I'm about to do it again. So-called black people, so-called black foreigners. This is why it's very important that our people stop calling ourselves so-called black people or so-called black foreigners, even though I do it all the time because that's what people know us as. But when we identify as the 12 tribes of Israel, see, now something changes. See, now, because see, just like we got so-called black Americans living amongst us who claiming to be black Americans, but they're not us. They look like us. They're black heathens. And they ain't part of the 12 tribes of Israel either. They're black heathens, the other nations. But they look, sound confirmation, but they look like us. And so they come out talking crazy and they are coons. A lot of them niggas are not really us. Just like our brothers who from Jamaica, so-called black Jamaicans. You got the real so-called black Jamaicans who are from the 12 tribes of Israel. But then you got other niggas out there in Jamaica. They look black. They would call themselves black Jamaican, but they ain't really black Jamaican. Them niggas are the other nations. And they will coon out and look like a black foreigner cooning out. But the whole time, black foreigner is a very general statement. Just like saying a black person is a very general statement. There's no such thing as a black person, but there is a such thing as an Israelite. And see, and once our people realize they Israelites, whether they in America, Jamaica, Cuba, or anyway, y'all, there is no way to stop us, y'all. And see, and then it changes from, well, me being a black American and the so-called black foreigner is not just a black foreigner. He's another nigga from another tribe who's at his brother's house. Just like if I was to go to, let's say I went to Cuba. Yeah, now I'm not a black Cuban, but if I go over there, my brothers who are over there, they don't speak a lick of English. And they are so-called Cuban. If I went over there, they would call me I guess they would call me a black foreigner. And on the surface, that's what I would be, but at a much deeper level, if they know that they're the Israelites and I'm the Israelites, then they don't look at me necessarily as a black foreigner. I'm just another nigga from another tribe. And instead of being a occupier, I'm over my brother's house. We can go and spend the night over our brother's house. 12 tribes, we got 12 brothers. If I want to go and stay in my brother's land, I'm staying in my brother's land. I'm not like these occupiers, like these fake Mexicans. And see, y'all got to understand this. Some of y'all might not remember. Every time we do videos like this and we got illegal immigrant or any kind of that stuff in the title, YouTube goes on the super defensive because YouTube wants to protect illegal aliens and not black people. They want to protect these fake Mexicans, these fake Hondurans, these fake El Salvadorians, because those people are not even the real Mexicans. The real Mexicans is niggas. I know it's deep, y'all, what these Edomites have done to the world. They have destroyed the whole world, and pretty soon they will be no more. And that's going to be a reason to give praise to the Most High. When every single Edomite is no longer on the earth, then he won't be able to hurt nobody. With his guns, with his tanks, with his bombs, with his poison, with his GMO, with his witchcraft and sorcery, with his shit like he doing right now. Look at this shit. Believe it or not, y'all, for those of y'all who can receive this, what we're actually witnessing is Psalms 83, and also a side war inside of Psalms 83 is Esau against Esau. Believe it or not, this man is a demon, y'all.
There's more and more people.
Yeah, having the luxury of having this airborne view of this situation, you can really kind of see what CHP is trying to do. They have made a coordinated attempt of shutting down both sides of the freeway. And as more resources got onto the scene, they have a call out to all of CHP basically. So they're sending anybody and everybody that is available to come to the downtown area and help.
We got 12 people in here and 12 likes. I like that. Not because of the likes. I like that number, 1212. Take that number and go into the scriptures with it, y'all. This book, 12 chapter in this book, 12 verse in this book. Take that number and run with it into the scriptures. 1212, y'all. It's there for a reason. And look, just like all of us are here for a reason. Hebrew Israelites, calling all Hebrew Israelites worldwide, y'all. Right now, we are live. We in America. Look what's going on, y'all. To all my brothers and sisters worldwide, look what's going on right here in America with your brothers and sisters, y'all. Our country has been invaded by heathen, pagan, Gentile beasts. Hundreds of millions of them, y'all. Killers, rapists, drug dealers, cartel members. We told y'all more than a year ago that if Donald Trump won, he was going to try his best to get these criminals out of here. And we also told you they were going to fight back. And you're looking at what is the opening rounds. The war of ICE versus the illegal immigrants. Killers and savages. These are the real savages. Animals, what they are.
Excuse me, those are the southbound lanes.
I wasn't even supposed to go live. I'm actually supposed to be in bed right now resting, y'all. But when I saw this, I know that this is important. I said, you know what? Hold up, Negro. You got to go live and let these Negroes see what's going on, just in case they didn't know.
They are just taking one step at a time, Bruce, slowly pushing back on this group of
Looks
demonstrators.
like more people
I
are
don't
coming
think they want
on.
to start anything, get too violent, go too fast. They are slowly, methodically making their way to clear the surface. We saw yet another flashbang go off above this crowd. But talk to me about what the mindset is of these CHP officers as they are now face-to-face with these demonstrators. They want to get them off the surface, but they don't want to start any violent confrontation.
Why not? Why the hell not? Don't they want to start nothing violent? You think they'd be treating it like that if this was us out there? Why the hell don't they want to get violent, y'all? You see this?
The freeway. We don't want to use force. We don't want to take anybody to jail, but we want you to comply with our request.
Yeah, and does seem to be effective right now. We have not seen the necessity for batons. We see some pushback here. It looks like some folks are just kind of dead weighting their bodies up against this crowd, forcing those officers to
and you
push
know what
them.
I'm loving too, y'all?
But
Look at
they
this.
are moving back. They are locked arms now, arm in arm. And
y'all know what I'm loving?
Removed, but
the Israelites are coming together. And you know why I love this? Another one of the world's biggest secrets is coming out. So-called black Americans, so-called, because it ain't no such thing as black, but so-called black Americans, right? We go by FBA, right? Foundational Black Americans. Now check this out. Do you know what's going to happen in America when they realize the true identity of FBA? Because see, we got two identities. It's like Superman and Clark Kent. When we are being Clark Kent, we call ourselves names like Black, FBA, Foundational Black Americans. But when it's time to take off our shirt, dun, 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 and reveal our true identity, the true identity of FBA, sound confirmation, is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. The word Negro is Spanish for black. You are the real Mexican. These people out here today, these are the fake Mexicans. Just like you got the fake Americans and the fake Indians. All these people are fake. The real Mexicans are Negro. Why you think they have the word called Negro? It's Spanish for black. Did you know that it's a known fact, not an opinion, that people with the last name Negro, that wasn't just a term to describe you, that was your surname. In Spain, that was you, Negro. And did you know that it's a known fact? It's not an opinion. It is a known and accepted fact that the Negro is direct descendant from the house of David and kingdom of Judah. So wherever you are on the world's planet, if you calling yourself a Negro, guess what? Spanish for black. That means in Spain, nigga, that was you. And you've been chased all over the world. And the niggas in America, the word nigga is just the American word for Negro. Negro is Spanish for black because that was you in Spain. House of David. Kingdom of Judah. It's a known fact. So you know what that means? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. If you in America, the true identity of the FBA is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. The kingdom of Judah right here in America. And not just in America, we abroad. America, South America, Central America, Jamaica, Australia. We scattered into all nations. And wherever you at, if you a nigga, oh, you know you a nigga. You get treated differently from the other black people because you a nigga. Yeah, Negro. Your house of David. Kingdom of Judah. It's a known fact. That was you in Spain. FBA. Or should I call you by your true name? Kingdom of Judah. House of David. Negro. Nigga. Call me nigga. That's my last name. That's y'all last name too. And that's why we've been through all the hell we got to go through worldwide. We got sellout coon ass niggas here in America, just like our brothers in Jamaica got sellout coon ass niggas in Jamaica. And we got niggas walking around in America saying they FBA, but they're not FBA. They're not even brothers from the islands. They're not our brothers. They are Hamites or something else, but they look like us. Just like you got niggas in Jamaica. They'll say, yeah, I'm a Jamaican, I'm black. Yeah, but you ain't a real black Jamaican. You look like them niggas who black in Jamaica who our brothers, but you ain't one of them, although you look like them. It's deep, y'all. We got imposters among us wherever we at. We got niggas who among us, they even look like us, but they don't love us. And that's why they don't come together with us, because they're not us. And meanwhile, you got people like the $5 Indians, the fake Mexicans, like these niggas out here protesting. They're not the real Mexicans. I know it might be hard for y'all to believe, but people like me, Jason Edwards, Avia, Earth Healing Angel, a lot of y'all are the real Mexicans, believe it or not. Because the real Mexicans are the real Americans. This is deep, y'all. This is deep.
Different the picture looks than what it did 10 minutes ago. Earlier, you had a very wide semicircle of these CHP officers, and now they're narrowing in. They're pushing all of the protesters off of the freeway, which is the goal.
Yeah.
And they are doing this in pretty quick order, and anybody who is getting a little bit too close or a little too aggressive, they're just picking them off and arresting them right then and there.
Yeah,
and this is all part of the plan.
One by one. Gabe, thank you. I want to bring in Sergeant Daniel Keene with the California Highway Patrol, who joins us on the phone watching the CHP execute this clearing of the 101 freeway. Sergeant, thank you for joining us. Can we talk about what's happening right now on the 101?
Yes, sir. Right now, we currently have our CHP special response team that responded to the area to assist with getting the protesters off the freeway.
Hey, family, I got to get ready to get off of here, family. I'm sorry. I'm not going to have a chance to read all these comments. I apologize, but I wasn't even supposed to be on here. But something just told me, when I saw all this stuff breaking off, I said, yo, I wonder if the brothers and sisters know about this. I got to show y'all this. But y'all, I want y'all to stay prayed up. Turn to the Most High God with all your heart, soul, and mind. And family, keep y'all eye on this, because when it gets dark out there, it's going to get real, fam. I want to send a shout out to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered into all nations. A family, wherever we are at out there, turn to the Most High God and Him only, okay? And you're getting a little small preview of why we need spiritual power, y'all. You know, most of these people out here doing this protest, do you know that they are savages?
It's the professionalism.
And we're going to stay calm in these situations and use the appropriate amount of force when necessary to effect an arrest if we have to. But we fully support everyone being able to voice their First Amendment rights in the right location. And we will support that. But on the freeway is not the spot for it.
And we're seeing it play out once again, another person taken into custody. A lot of times in these situations, we see unified command go into effect. Has that happened? And how does the presence of National Guard troops who have been federalized kind of change that as it plays out here today?
All right, y'all, so I gotta get ready to go, y'all. I really wasn't even supposed to be on here, but something in my spirit just told me that this was very important and that y'all needed to know what was going on. So I had to hop on here real quick. This is very important. This is not a game. Y'all need to be safe, okay? Do y'all know that we on the edge of civil war erupting any day now? For real, it's already going on, y'all. The governor or whoever runs California already said that he doesn't approve of what Donald Trump is doing, taking control of his National Guard. He doesn't approve of it, and 22 other states are going with him. Do y'all see what's happening? You are watching civil war being lined up. All kind of stuff is breaking out, y'all. I'm going to let y'all watch another minute or two of this, and then I got to be out, but I want y'all to keep y'all eyes on this throughout the night. Only the Most High knows how this thing is all going to roll out, but we see where it's going, though. Todd Vex to all y'all Hebrews out there. I love y'all. Turn to the Most High God and him only, and pray to the Most High that he gives all of us spiritual powers and that he shows us how to use it for righteousness' sake. We gonna need it, fam.
That people do not throw items at our officers, and that it's just done peacefully, and they go to areas that they can voice their opinions in the right spot.
Okay, Sergeant Daniel Keene with California Highway Patrol. Thank you so much for helping us out here.
Thank you.
Thank you. I know it's a busy day for CHP, law enforcement in general, as once again we are seeing people take to the streets of downtown Los Angeles. This is now day 3 of unrest in our city. We are awaiting word from
Todd Vex, Hebrews.